Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you're from, welcome back to another episode of Artisan Electrics. Thank you for choosing to watch an electrician instead of all the junk that's on TV. And today we are fitting some LED strip lights. We're back at the luxury smart home job that I showed you a couple of weeks ago, where I had Oscar helping me out. Now I'm here with Corey today, and we're going to be basically doing a load of finishing touches on some of the lighting. We've got some fancy little up-down wall lights to fit. We've got some LED strips to fit underneath the bathroom units, like the sort of drawers in the bathrooms. We've got loads of bits and pieces to do, a bit of work to do on the patch rack for all the network stuff, some smoke alarms to fit. So we're just going to crack on and get as much done as we can today. It's sort of the last day that we can do bits before the plasterers come in and start to make good. So hopefully it should be a fun little day. As always, if you like my videos, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe and hit the notification bell. Subscription is free and you'll get regular updates from me. Thanks for watching and let's get into it. So good morning, Corey. What are you up to today?
LED strips. I'm just going to get all this connected up. Get this strut down into this profile underneath here and solder on some LED strip.
So you're basically sorting out the job that I did before that wasn't good enough, is that right?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
This is becoming a theme now. You seem to be outdoing me on every video. I need to sort of up my game a little bit, really.
Yeah. Or get me some t-shirts that fit.
Yeah. That's definitely needed. Yeah. So the soldering kit, let's talk about that. Tool of the day. This is the TIS 100 soldering iron, which is an absolute beast. Shout out to eFix because I discovered this through their YouTube channel. And basically we've got this solder mate clip here as well, which holds the LED tape in place, and then this thing goes, you can change the temperature on it. So you can go up to, I think, like 400 and something degrees, and it's completely digital. It's not battery powered, it does have this power supply for it. So you just plug it in, but because it's so small and lightweight, it just makes it really easy to work with. And we've got our solder mate little solder pen thing here as well. So it makes a fiddly job like soldering LED tape really, really easy. So I'll leave a link in the description where you can get one of those. But that's quite a fiddly job, isn't it? Just getting that cable up through there.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get even that really small trunking behind there. I think it's going to conflict. So you're going to have to probably run it flat underneath the actual hinge.
Just run the cable up.
Run the cable up, put a piece of trunk in there. And I mean, you're never going to see that little, 1.5 or whatever of cable there. And
will the little arm thing, will that hit it when it closes the cupboard?
I think
how far back does it go?
I think you're going to have to, well, it comes back to about here, so you're going to have to put the trunk in about there, really.
Yeah.
Just right up to the top and pop it out the side.
Okay.
Just as long as when he puts something in, it doesn't catch. But he's not going to be putting anything against that edge anyways, because obviously you've got the hinge on each side. So.
And then you're going to just tack all that gear up behind that, on that little ledge?
Yeah, so I'm going to sticky, fix it all behind here. Once it's all properly wired in.
All be nice and invisible.
Won't see any of it now.
Yeah. Awesome. Let you crack on.
Cheers.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be installing these little things, which are amazing. Tiny, from Collingwood. So they are going to just go into that hole. I'm going to crimp these connections together. So this is actually going to be a low voltage cable. It's just 24 volt, I believe. It's a constant voltage driver anyway. These are just little 2-watt up and down lights. And the idea is that they're going to go on there and then they're going to light up like a little wall wash with a little bit of light going up onto this arch here. And then the same on this side. We've got one to go on this side. They're just really, really tiny and neat. And they'll create a nice little lighting effect up onto this arch. So that should be quite nice. Other thing that I've got to do today is find where this cable goes to, because there's going to be a shelf here with LED strip and I don't know where the other end of this cable goes. So before the shelf is fitted up, I need to just have a little search around in the ceiling to find where it is basically. So I've got my ladder up here and I'm just going to try and take down some of these light fittings and see if it's anywhere up in the ceiling. But first, time for some coffee. So, how's it going?
Alright, fiddly.
Yeah. It's great having that solder mate though. Is that literally just sticking to the wall by itself?
Well, sort
kind
of gripping, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice neat one so far. Very good. Yeah, good little tool. So the reason we're putting this in is because the LEDs are super close together, and the customer wasn't really happy with the Collingwood LED strip that we put in, which had the large spacing between the LEDs because you could see the little spots of light. But it doesn't seem like Collingwood do a strip like this. So this is from Mr. Resistor, I think, or something. I'm not quite sure about the quality of it, but the customer had it left over from the previous electrician, so we're fitting it on their request. But we'll see if it's any good or not. So, all done?
All finished, yeah.
Nice. Looks nice and neat.
Cheers.
So, LED strip. It does look nice. There's like a continuous line of light, which is no dots, which is what we wanted. And then this is all neatly secured up here now with the driver and stuff tucked up here. So that's great. Much better. One job done, on to the next. So, basically I found it where it is now. I'll just let go. Here we go. I've let go of the ferret, but I'll show you. That's the great thing about this ferret is it's small enough you can just put it in your hand and just poke it up into the ceiling and then turn it around, and it's like a sort of a bit of a periscope. But yeah, so basically that is what I've been looking for. There's a junction box there that says old ensuite feed, and there's a grey twin and earth cable that's bunched up next to it, which is the cable that goes to that little shelf, which is what I've been looking for. But yeah, it's the kind of thing that this situation, you could be fishing around all day if you didn't have a camera like this, and you would never know where that cable went, because it goes through one room into this room, and then this junction box is completely out of reach. So if I put my hand around up there, I would never find that junction box because it's just out of reach. The old electricians just left it there, and you know, he's not drawn anything out, so we didn't know where anything is. But that's it, we found it thanks to the good old ferret. Saves the day once again. Thank you, Super Rod. So I have got these little lights under here done now. We just got to pair the sensors up in there. So the customer's made this like little stand basically, and then Corey is busy cutting the house to pieces. What are you up to, Corey?
Just fitting the door switches basically, so chopping that out so that this will sit flush. Well, I'll show you actually, I've done one round here.
Cool.
Basically, just that when the door closes, it just turns the lights off.
Nice. So, LED drivers in the corner. Yeah, nice. And then trunks around. So you've done the door switch on the LV side. That's quite good because that's sort of a bit safer than switching the mains anyway. That's awesome.
Cheers.
Looks really nice and cosy in here. You could almost, you know, it could be like a third bedroom. In Cambridge they rent rooms out like this for about £700
I reckon you could get
per week.
yeah, at least 3 or 4 students in there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's even a couple of little chairs there for them.
And a little camp cooker as well.
Yeah, perfect. Watering can. They can grow a couple of plants in there. Yeah. Nice. So you're doing the same in this cupboard, basically?
Yeah, I'm just doing the same again.
Cool. How's it working with the Collingwood LED strip?
In these cupboards, it's fine. It's spot on. But out there, obviously, where they're visible, he doesn't like the spots that you can see because the LEDs, like the actual components, are quite spaced quite far apart. He doesn't like them, but here where they're out of sight he doesn't mind so much, especially with the diffuser. You can't see it.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Yep. Attention to detail. Very important. So meanwhile, I've been fitting these amazing Collingwood wall lights. Really small, really tidy. And they create a beautiful little point of light up there. So check these out. What do you think?
And of course.
They're cool, eh? Done?
All done.
Look at that. Look at that glow. It's amazing.
It's on the little door switch. Need to hoover up.
Yeah, little Wargo box up there. Door switch nicely tucked in. Very, very nice. Nice and warm. Right, Corey. Tell me why you wear earpods all the time.
I wear AirPods because, well, they're good obviously for listening to music and answering calls, but also I don't like it when I go in lofts doing domestic because I always think spiders are going to go in my ears, and these stop spiders going in your ears. Because electricians are always talking about lock out, tag out, drive safe and all of that, but no one's talking about spiders going in your ears. And actually I've lost quite a few decent electricians to spiders going in their ears, and it's not really talked enough in the industry. But I've been chatting to E5 and some of the lads at, you know, Sparking Ninja and that, to see if we can kind of raise awareness for it. But yeah, no, these do the trick. They just sort of block the orifice off, you know.
Just like if it's a really big spider, it might be able to pull your earpods out.
I have actually wrestled with a few. Or big bees as well. Big bees sometimes in loft.
They think it's some kind of like white orchid in your ear, and they just land on your ear.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a big problem.
Yeah. No.
And they carry it off to their nest and feed their children with your expensive earplugs.
Yeah, I've lost 2 pairs to that as well. But
it's tragic.
no, that's
Shed
actually
a tear for all those electricians who've died from spiders in the years.
Yeah, I think
A moment of silence. So question for you. What do you do with these? Do you
I put them through the washing machine.
throw them away because they've got paint on, or do you reuse them?
Oh, reuse them definitely.
Yeah, it really bugs me when they got paint on. I want to like scrape the paint off, but I know it doesn't affect their connecting integrity whatsoever. But I just don't want to put them back in the box with paint on.
What would Greta Thunberg say?
She would say, reduce, reuse, recycle.
There's your answer.